this your first time tuning in, my name is Marquise Trent. I am a serial published author, book publishing coach, and ghostwriter, youth empowerment speaker, content creator, husband, father, U.S. Army combat vet, all that stuff, man. Man of God. And I've really been blessed. I've really been blessed by what's been taking place while I've been building. I think this is day 8. That's what I meant to look at. Day 7, day 8. I think it might be day 7. No, day 8. I told myself, of course, I'm in the whip. Got the lights on. It's been a cloudy day. It's been raining literally all day, so it's nasty out there. But by the grace of God, we here. So I have also been reading from my book, Playing Maturity for Teens, the book adults wish they had when they were your age. And as you can see, today's title of today's video is You Can't Control That. Oh, but I've been going live. I said that I wanted to challenge myself and do 30 days of going live to just reinstate a solid level of discipline when it comes to content creation, as well as, of course, grow the channel as well. So I am rocking the official Think Different, Live Different t-shirt made by yours truly. Think Different, Live Different t-shirt is available in the description below. And of course, the book, Playing Maturity for Teens, is available in the book below. It is available in the description. So, you can't control that. You can't control that. That's actually the title, not only the title of today's video, but it was the subtitle of the section I'll be reading in the book today. You can't control that. So, what's up, Kyla? What's up? So one I titled that for several reasons, and it was a blessing as I was scrolling, as I was going through the book. I kind of been going in order at first of earlier pages in the book, but it kind of hit me. Like I was just thumbing through the pages and I saw You Can't Control That, and I was like, yeah, I want to talk about that. Hey, Rebecca, I appreciate y'all. Much love. I want to talk about that. So I want to tie in a few things. The election and the things that happened during the election, even though I'm not going to get into all of that like that. As well as, of course, going live and people being able to share what they share, things of that nature. And, clearly this person named Troll on my page. So those are a few things I'm going to talk about in the reality of choices, doing and not doing things. So you can't control that. Going live on here has shown me. Just like it seems a little different than when I was it seems a little different than like when I was going live on Facebook. I got over 100 Facebook lives over the years from just going live. I never really went live on Instagram and all these other platforms. But one thing that I know is you can't control everything. One thing I've learned for sure is you can't control everything. And a lot of times we as humans develop a lot of stress. We stress ourselves out trying to control everything. You know what I'm saying? When people, because we have the ability to get money, the ability to earn money in a free country and all those type of things, we have this complex about ourselves that we can control everything. All right? But life will show you quickly you can't control everything. One thing that I would tell my children, I'm like, y'all know they call accidents because they just happen. You know what I'm saying? They weren't playing like, November 11th, 2023, I'm gonna be T-boned and lose my vehicle and have to go through rehab. Like, life will show you that. But what I do teach them is make the best choices that you can make in life with the information that you have, and you just continuously move forward from there. So I'm gonna read a quick few. I'm gonna read something from this book, and I'm gonna really break it down some more and tie in all the things I was talking about. So this is from my book, as I said, Plan Maturity for Teens, the book adults wish they had when they were your age. And the beauty of this book, I was so blessed. I've had older people that read it and find value in it. You know what I'm saying? So although I wrote it for teens, a lot of older people be like, well, shoot, if you wrote a book about stuff we wish we would have known, let me check it out. And older people have done it. They've bought it. You can't control that. I tell my children this. You can make the choice, but you can't choose what happens afterward. Meaning, yeah, you can get mad that somebody bumped you in the hallway, and yes, you can punch them in the face. But whatever happens after that, you can't control that. Meaning, yes, you can get suspended. Yes, the other person could whoop you. Yes, they could go and get their friends and jump you. Yes, you could punch them, knock them out, and they hit their head on something and get seriously injured. Or yes, you punch them, they fall, and you get a rep for knocking folks out, and you don't get caught. You can throw the punch, but you can't choose what happens afterwards. See, that's real important, because one thing that I realized more than back in the day, and I'm older than I look by the grace of God, that black don't crack, you know what I'm talking about? But one thing that I learned is that this community, this culture and people lack a lot of accountability. You know what I'm saying? And when you live a life that lacks accountability, it puts you in such a trouble situation. You feel what I'm saying? It puts you in a trouble situation, because if you never if you never take accountability for your actions, if you always blaming other people, if you don't never want to acknowledge the things that you do, you walk around living as a victim, and you really can't grow as a person. You can't develop on a higher level because you never take accountability. You never say, oh, it was my fault. Oh, yeah, I did that. Oh, yeah, that was my bad. You know what I'm saying? So I talked about this. You can throw the punch, but you can't choose what happens afterwards. We see a lot going on with these young children and these young generations where they'll just do stuff and they'll wild out, but then they just looking stupid when the consequences hit them. Like, what you thought was going to happen? I don't know if y'all remember, for those that might remember, in the last several years, it was there was a thing going around where the young people would gather in crowds and they would sucker punch people and knock people out. You know what I'm saying? They would walk around just knocking people out. Old people, middle-aged people, young people, they would just go around sucker punching people and knocking people out. What you think gonna happen? And they putting it on social media. They doing it for entertainment. Sucker punching people in the head, in the face, and everything, knocking people out, greatly injuring people. Like, what do you think gonna happen? You going to jail. Alright? So yeah, you can throw the punch, but you can't choose what happens afterwards. And even after all that I said, I'm not telling you don't throw the punch. Just always be ready to handle whatever, all caps, comes with your actions. I've seen all types of people in my years on earth. Some really don't care about anything. Some go hard and act tough, but when they get in trouble with the law, they end up telling on people. They end up ratting. I see a lot of people try to act tough or be tough, but then they get in trouble, but then you running your mouth, you ratting. So like I said in the book, so to me, how tough are you really? If you can talk trash, if you can put hands on people, if you can slang iron and bust guns and do all this type of stuff, slide on people and just put in work, but then when you get jammed up, when the laws catch you, 12, you know what I'm saying, and you telling on your people, how tough were you all along? Now, some people say, don't get it twisted, which I can get to. If a person committing violence, they commit violence. If a person fight, they fight. If they slang iron, they slang iron. But that goes to show to me the hypocrisy, the dishonesty, and the weak foundation of this so-called culture. At the end of the day, life as humans, our lives, our community, our social interactions is built off concepts, ideas, precepts, principles. You understand what I'm saying? So if you live in a life that's truly opposite the principles, when y'all ain't got no principles, when there is no structure, when there is no foundation, what's happening out here? You feel me? It's foolishness. It's a free-for-all. It's dumb. It's stupid. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have structure. You gotta have rule. You gotta have law. You gotta have order. Even when you look at gangsters and gangsterism, the Crips, the Bloods, the VLs, the GDs, and so forth and so on, you know what I'm saying, from times past, the Aryan Brotherhood in the prisons and all these other gangs and criminal organizations on a higher level, when you really look at these things, they have structure, they have rules, they have command. I did 9 years in the military. You know what I'm saying? You got the chain of command. You got privates, you got PFCs, you got corporals, you got specialists, you got staff sergeants, sergeants, you got all of these different people. There's an order. The NCOs, then you got the officers. When people just willy-nilly all over the place live, what is it that you're expecting of life? You can't have a true fulfilled life and flow in life when you ain't got no order. Everything needs order. Everything needs boundaries. That's why America going down the drain the way that it is. But I digress. Everything that I said just made sense. Everything was tied together. Why? Because, as I said, so to me, how tough are you really? You must be willing to go all the way with whatever choices you make, even if it costs you everything, because that's the way it goes. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This means that everything that we do in life will have some type of result following it. So a person got to see what type of life is it that they want. If they want a life of abundance and a life of peace and a life of joy and a life that's worth living. You know what I'm saying? I done lived out there in the streets, on the block, hanging on the block, jump out boys and fiends coming back and forth, and tricks and hoes, prostitutes, coming back and forth. They in the alleys, they in the cuts, people riding through shooting and all this type of crazy stuff. That's a wild life to live in general. That's a wild life to live in general. Looking over your shoulder, word up, you know what I'm saying? Watching the cars creeping and coming and this and that. That's a wild life to live. But this 2024, you know what I'm saying? And I firmly believe that if people, as the shirt say, think different, they could live different. Here it is, I'm tapping into the whole world. I had somebody on the live the other day that was from Korea. And I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, shawty. Like, I can go live on the phone from the comforts of my vehicle and tap into people all the way on the other side of the planet. We got it made. But you got to have a vision of where it is that you want to go. You got to have a vision of a life that's different than the one you got. And it starts with what I talked about earlier, the choices you make. The choices you make. Choosing to get around different people. Even virtually, you got virtual communities on Facebook, on Threads, on School. You know what I'm saying? SKOOL, the platform, School, Discord. Like, that's why I go live. My goal is to help people think different and live different, to create a conscious interrupt. Just like Newton's law say, object in motion stay in motion, going in a direction to an object of equal or greater mass come against it. I firmly believe the mind is the same way. We were fearfully and wonderfully made by God in a certain way, but we got to learn how to use the tools and instruments of our mind, will, intellect, emotions, and our beingness. And that's why I go live, to obey God first and foremost, because I've learned by doing this for about 15 years at this point, just impacting people. I done spoke to thousands and thousands and thousands of people from the stage over the years. I've spoken in elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, youth summer programs, juvenile programs. I done been on several different news interviews, podcast interviews. You know what I'm saying? I was a radio host for a year, back in my hometown and all that. By the grace of God, I've used my life and my voice to impact people positively unto the glory of God ultimately. Because living and going through all the hell I've been through over the years, I personally have come to that conclusion that truly it's God's way or no way. Yahweh's way or no way, ultimately. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you can have money. Yeah, you can have fame. Yeah, you can have clout. Yeah, you can have all of that. But at what cost? We see what's going on with Diddy. We see what's going on with Young Thug. He just beat the case. That's a whole nother ball game, not ready to get into. But he just went through that. All these different celebrities and people, we see what they going through. You know what I'm saying? People coming out, being exposed. Like, you ain't got to be exposed if you living for God, Sean. Like, you know what I'm saying? You truly living for God. You truly living for the Most High. You ain't caught up in all the foolishness. You know what I'm saying? You building a brand. You building a platform. You living in integrity. You living in honesty. You feel me? And you doing what you supposed to do. Walking in purpose. Walking in light. You feel me? You ain't got to worry about sex tapes popping up. You ain't got to worry about... I mean, of course, if that was in your past, because one thing, I'm almost certain I know the enemy going to try to bring up dirt and all this stuff on me eventually, because that's the way it go. Of course, I'm going to pray against his attacks in general, but bless the Lord. I do believe in the reality of spiritual warfare. I've experienced it. I have experienced it. I know it's real. So yeah, I do got a ministry channel. I forgot the name of it. It's Mark. I mean, you just YouTube my name, Marquise Trent. You'll see all the channels that I've made. But I've been focusing on this one for 30 days. But I am going to start getting back on my ministry channel where I go deeper into the spiritual things, according to the Bible, talking about the Bible, breaking down the reality of life in the world and the cosmos and our actions and interactions in life and the spiritual realm on my ministry channel, ultimately pointing people to Christ, you feel me? But on here, I'm rocking out, talking about the stuff that I talk about on this channel. So anyway, I got to get ready to head out. I pray that y'all were blessed by this. Of course, this is your first time. Like, comment, share, subscribe, man. We still rocking out. We got 22 more days going live. And by the grace of God, just keep the momentum. But my goal was to lock in 30 days for myself. And I appreciate everybody that's been commenting down here. That's been positive. That was a part of also what I was talking about. I'm still gonna wrap it up. When I was talking about I can go live, but I can't control who get on here. I've had several trolls and ignorant people just get on here doing all the foolishness. But again, we all serve our purpose, you feel me? They got purposes too. Go on and put your stupid comments on here. Go on and be childish and just run up the algorithm. It's all gravy, baby. You feel what I'm saying? That's what you can't control. I can't control that. Look, this message is held for review. Let me go through these comments real quick. Hi, hey, how you feeling today? I'm blessed, bless God. Something from the Black Eyed Peas, whatever. No one wants to talk about that. Got engaged yesterday. Congratulations, Rebecca. Much love, gang. Just messing. Have you tried TikTok Live? I gotta get my 1,000 views and all that. My mommy did, whatever. Love God. Amen, my friend. So people was engaged, and you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. But there's been plenty trolls on here with the foolishness. You feel me? I can't control that. But I'm going to walk in love. I'm going to walk in grace. I'm going to walk in light. And I'm going to show up unto the glory of God. It's your folk Marquise. As I've stated, the book Overstanding a Comprehensive Look at Gangster Rap, its subgenres, their effects on our generation. Volume 1 is available in the description. I am going, by the grace of God, probably soon start working on Volume 2. The book Plan Maturity for Teens, the book adults wish they had when they were your age, by yours truly, is also available in the description, as well as the t-shirt Think Different, Live Different, and Lord Save My City. I appreciate y'all. May the Lord shine his light and love upon y'all. Till next time. Y'all bless.